If you're looking to sell your home for top dollar in a quick timeline, there's two things that matter more than anything, and that's preparation and pricing.
Most sellers get the order wrong. They generally want to talk price first before they do any preparation to actually get themselves there.
So today we're going to walk through our process step by step on selling your home and everything to avoid.
Hi, we are Liz and Andy with Reveau Residential. We're a boutique real estate team here in Chicago that focuses on elevating real estate experiences to support abundant lifestyles.
And today we're walking through an abbreviated version of our seller process and what that looks like from start to finish.
Here's the simple truth. Buyers decide fast. They either fall in love with the home or they move on. Generally, they will know within the first 10 seconds of walking into a property if it's the right home for them.
I always tell sellers there's 3 P's to selling: preparation, price, and patience. If you prepare it right and you price it right, you won't need that much patience because you're going to sell quickly. If it's not prepared or priced correctly, then you will have to have patience because it's not going to sell.
So here's the order that we follow every time to make selling your home feel as seamless as possible.
So step 1 is the walkthrough and the prep plan. We are going to come through, walk through your house. You're going to give us a tour and show us everything you love about the home. And we're going to use our buyer eye to decide what needs to be done and what needs to be left alone in order to appeal to the most buyers in the market.
We walk through the home just like a buyer would, or the pickiest buyer's agent. We look up, down, all around, making sure that there isn't anything that would prevent somebody from wanting to make a solid offer. Not to judge you, but just to protect your price.
When you're preparing a home to sell, you're looking to appeal to the most amount of buyers, and you're prepping a product for the market. Everyone lives in their home how they live in it. It looks a lot different from when you live in it to when you're putting it on display for everyone to see.
And we are looking for the simplest fixes that a buyer might overreact to. Buyers will always overestimate what something costs to fix. So we are there to try to get in front of that, be proactive, and make sure that your home is in as showing ready condition as possible.
A lot of what we recommend is decluttering, taking things down, taking down personal effects, moving furniture, maybe painting, cleaning up. There's a lot that goes into it. And generally we bring in a stager to do a staging consultation, whether that's owner-occupied consultation or if you're going to be out of the home, what the staging process will look like.
The most important thing is for a buyer to picture themselves living in your home, not who is already living there.
And one other point to make when preparing your home: you can follow every piece of advice we give or none of it. We recommend as much as possible, but you're free to do or not do whatever you're able to based on time and money constraints.
In an ideal world, we would love to have this listing process started at least 6 to 8 weeks before we put your home on the market. Can we do it faster than that? Yes.
But we don't like to.
Is it ideal to do that? No.
Having that runway gives you some breathing room and some options and a complete plan to sell your home for the top dollar in a quick amount of time once we do hit the market, not a sprint. So preparing a home is really the most important step because that determines what price we are able to get. If we are doing everything we possibly can to get this house looking its absolute best, we can push the list price much higher. If we don't do anything to prep the home, we have to price it much lower.
We always take a look at the comps. Those are the comparable properties, both actively listed for sale and that have recently sold. Then we match the price of those to the comparable features to your home.
And not only that, what has the market done since that last comp has sold? If it's been 6 months and the market has appreciated 5%, we need to take that into consideration. But again, having that place prepped correctly and to looking its best is going to give you the top dollar.
Generally, a house that is in good condition and priced appropriately would sell within the first 7 to 10 days on the market. If it does not, then we are probably missing the mark in any of the other buckets that we've talked about: price, preparation, or how much time do you actually have to sell this home.
And that's not always the case. That has just been the situation in Chicago for the last several years, and probably several years ongoing, because we are in a low inventory market and we don't foresee that changing anytime soon.
So we're here to talk to you today about all the things you should do to sell your home appropriately, but there's also quite a few things to consider that you should not do.
You shouldn't overprice your home in looking at the neighbor's comps, right? If they sold and you don't match the presentation, the marketing, or the upgrades that they have, then you're only going to be hurting yourself down the road.
Another mistake is skipping all of the preparation that we've advised you to do and instead just thinking that you'll offer a buyer credit or a seller credit in this case. That is not the way to go. Most buyers are always going to overestimate what it costs to fix something, which would be so much more than what it will actually cost you to do the work ahead of time.
Another mistake that sellers sometimes make is to just drop the price instead of addressing some of the marketing issues. Like if the place is vacant and we can stage it, that would oftentimes save you money in the long run. While it costs $2,000-$3,000 to stage it versus doing a $5,000 to $10,000 price cut. Sometimes that can make all the difference, and in the end, you will net more.
We are very big on asking for feedback for any agent that brings a buyer through your home. If we start to understand that there's a resounding bucket of feedback in a particular area of the home that we can address, we are going to let you know so that we can fix that and get you back up and running. Sometimes these things aren't fixable. If that's the case, then we may do a price adjustment to respond. So if you're thinking about selling your home in the next 6 to 12 months, meet with us early, meet with us now.
We'll build a step-by-step process and plan you can follow so that you are ready and not in a panic. I often tell sellers that preparation is the most important part, and it does take a long time. That's why we want that runway of 6 to 8 weeks to get ready, because we want to make sure that all of our ducks are in a row, everything is signed, all the T's are crossed and I's are dotted, because once we hit the market, we want to appeal to everyone and we want everyone to be submitting an offer.
And preparation doesn't mean that you have to list immediately. It just means that you are ready to list when the time is right.
There are many times when we have pictures, floor plans, and everything ready to go, and we don't list for another 12 months or even longer. And that's because we're just waiting for you to be ready with whatever your life situation is telling us.
Or if we can foresee that the market is about to strengthen and that it would put you in a better selling position if we waited just a little bit longer.
And once we're ready for the market, we'll go to the private market first to get some feedback and also to build interest for when we do hit the market. When we hit the market, we want to hit it strong, and we want to have open houses that first weekend and make sure that every buyer is getting in and that they're able to submit offers for your home. It's in that preparation stage where we make your home very desirable, where we have lots of buyers wanting to submit offers and then pushing the price as high as we can and getting the best terms that we can.
By doing this, we also provide our sellers with a seller questionnaire up front before the listing process. This asks them every single thing about their home, the ages of their mechanicals, roof, windows, what have they replaced, repaired, improved in the home, any renovations that they've made, any pertinent information that is going to be helpful to a buyer. We are making sure to provide that up front right when the buyer walks in so that there are no questions and that they know exactly what they're offering on.
This market moves really fast, and if a buyer comes in and we don't have some answers for their questions, they might move on to the next house that very day. It happens all the time. So we want to make sure we're buttoned up as well as we can. So this was an abbreviated version of our listing process, just to give you an idea of what it looks like. But we have a much more intense and involved process to go through with you when we come through your home.
If you're thinking about buying, selling, or just planning a move, whether it's in 6 weeks, 6 months, or a year, we would love to help.
And again, I'm Andy, and this is Liz. We're the Reveau Residential team based in Chicago, and we would love to help with your next move. We are focused on elevating the real estate experience for supporting abundant lifestyles. Reach out to us at any time through our email, team@ReveauResidential.com. You can call us, you can use the jot form in the description below, or just send us a message. We're always available.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.